Hello creation, I hope you're well. So good to see you all again. Not that I can see you but I've actually, the last few videos that I've posted have been of writings that I've come across on this particular pad that I found, because I write on and have written on everything. Yeah, as I've mentioned before, even my walls at one point. Anyway, so this is another piece. It's only about half a page, if that. But it's called "Take Time to Rest, You Weary," and that's how it starts as well. So, take time to rest, you weary. You followers of all kinds, you who can see, who do believe, you are the masters of time. Take steps to aid the process. The reaping is at hand, where human folk shall mix and match. It will be fun, you'll find. Have a heart to stand together, for wholeness plays its hand. Where strength shall come in numbers, we'll light you up as planned. You will shine in your abundance, for all to come and see, an awe of holy wonder, for here is the place to be. At last I hear you say, praying for the end. It's been a road of challenge, but you'll get through, my friend. So you don't have to worry. It's great to see you all. You'll not be left unattended when heaven comes to call. Do you know, it's great, isn't it, when you... I mean, this is stuff that I've written, but yet have, obviously forgotten about, or, because I've written that much over the years. And on this particular journey, in this particular life, everything seems to be coming together. Apparently all the lives that I've ever lived have been a build up to this particular one. So, and I totally resonate with that on a soul level, but from consciously, even though I'm consciously awake, as in, to the spiritual aspect of self, it can be quite... Sometimes I'm surprised when I come across what I've written, or I reread something after not seeing it, for, in this case, who knows how many years, because there's no date again. But it just shows to me when I look back, because we can all be so harsh upon ourselves. But when you take time out and just look back at how far you've come on your journey, to all those versions that you've used to be from being a child, to all what you've gone through, when you look at how far you've come and how much you've achieved and how much you've overcome, especially you'll know if you've been doing your inner work, you'll know who you are, you'll know how hard life's been. If you're the empaths out there, those more sensitive to others. But those who've been in the shadows, those who've been, and I'm not on about Hank Marvin, but those who've, I'm showing my age now, by the way, but those who've been, doing the work without anybody else knowing, because you don't gloat about it, you've never gloated about it, you've been humble in your ways, you've been of service, you've just been your awesome selves, living your lives however you've lived them, working through whatever you've got to work through, and transmuting and changing, you know, and that beautiful energy rubbing off on others, you know, getting them to look at what they wouldn't even possibly think about addressing within themselves. You know, the amount of aha moments that the light worker, if you want, or the empath, or the starseed, whatever name you want to give them, those who are working in the light, those who are transmuters of energy, those are the ones who set off, you know, trigger others. You know, what happens within them, the others, you know, and can get them to reevaluate their lives, how they're living their lives, how they are treating other human beings, you know. And when this comes about, when they start, regardless of how deeply they are lost within themselves, being mostly of the selfish and not of the selfless, then they can be awoken. And all it can take is an instant. All it can take is a word. All it can take is someone retaking, like yourselves, who'll retake your power. Who'll turn around and say, I'm not taking that from you. Or anybody. You know. And when you walk away from someone like that, someone who's controlling, narcissist, you know, narcissistic tendencies, characteristics, should I say. You know, when you can walk away from that, that in essence is you being of service to the greater good, for the great divine, because some of those people, some of those expressions of consciousness, everyone's got the lessons to learn. And when they start looking at themselves, and they won't like what they see, some of them try and ignore it. Some of them think it's okay to treat others how they do. But it's not. It's not. Yet all this is about to change. It's all going to change. It's all changing. All of it's all changing. The veils are thinning. Realizations are spreading from those wrapped so deeply within the self in a selfish way that they will be forced through spirit, through energies, to look at themselves, to look at how they are living their lives, to look at how they are treating others. They can't get away from that. Because it's all happening. There's a coding within the DNA, and once those codings within the DNA are activated, there's no getting away from that. It will become so difficult for you to find happiness within your life, and it'll scream louder and louder and louder and louder and louder and louder until it's addressed. So, might as well start having a look now before the screaming gets to a crescendo when you start, and you know, it's not a nice place to be. So, for all you, don't ignore the signs. That's all I'm going to say about this. Don't ignore that. You choose to ignore the signs and you will suffer. And it's as simple as that. Can't get away from it. Do the work, inner work, and you will live a happier life. That's it for now. Take care.